What do you do when you're stuck in a loveless marriage and can't divorce? Try seeking counseling outside the church. At the very least, get counseling from outside the church. Get out of the cult. Run as far as you can. I think the growing resentment he causes in you endangers your spirituality. Protect yourself at any cost. Even if it means doing something the church doesn't like. You can be a woman of God and also understand that people don't get everything right. There are some major flaws in some church culture. One of those things is forcing victims of abuse to stay in an abusive home. Probably start by leaving that cult. I'd go with the he's endangering your spirituality on this one. I'm assuming you're some denomination of Christian. And your husband's behavior doesn't sound like he's behaving like a good Christian. Also, you're in a cult. Leave the cult and divorce. Jehovah's Witnesses? I know it's not so easy as just leaving, if you're part of a high control group that practices shunning. So I won't suggest that. That said, if your husband is generally a mean person who has checked out, says he isn't in love with you, and would prefer if you just shut up, maybe I'm just a dirty heathen, but I don't understand why a loving God would want that life for you. If you need to stay, I'd suggest putting all the effort you've put into your marriage into yourself. If your husband doesn't love you, then you need to love you. You deserve to be loved. So do things that bring you joy, connect with friends, go out in nature, take part in your hobbies and interests, volunteer, take classes, etc. And maybe look into individual counseling with someone who is not part of your church. If your faith is strong, then a secular opinion shouldn't sway it, right? I like how religion is clearly the problem here, but you can't see it. As someone who was also in a cult, get out right now before they ruin the rest of your life. Do you think a religion that makes you unhappy is good for you? I mean, don't you believe in God's will? This is what you're supposed to have. Be happy and thank God. Or wake up and file for divorce. I feel like this counts as endangering your spirituality. Get out of the marriage and the cult immediately. You know this is what you need to do. So stop wasting time posting on Reddit and get moving. I think you need to consider looking at this from a different perspective. What do you do when your religion won't allow you to divorce from a marriage that is clearly not working? After you've tried and tried? Quote, not. How do you cope when you can't leave? Quote, so, look, Reddit people are always going to tell everyone to break up. But occasionally, it's the right answer. Maybe you don't need to just leave your husband. Maybe you need a change of religion too. I say this with as much respect as possible. I was married to an abusive person and felt I couldn't leave because my religion wouldn't allow it. Then I realized my religion was part of the problem of happiness and safety weren't going to happen while it was in the way. Something to think about. What specific faith background? Can you petition decorum guidelines from the faith to confront him? Are you able to have a conversation with the elders about his behavior? Your concerns for the other member? And concern for yourself? Is there room for emotional abandonment as grounds for divorce? Sounds like he's letting his position go to his head or change him into someone you don't recognize. Would be worth confronting him with the support of the higher-ups. He's tasted power over his fellow man and it's corrupted his heart, body, and soul. Best case, he no longer cares for you as anything but a showpiece. Or worst case, as it sounds, he sees you as nothing more than property. Soon that position will either lose its appeal to him and he will chase that high again in a search for power, or be appropriately removed and devastated on multiple levels of shame. Both outcomes result in serious danger to you if you stay in this life. You've been given a chance to escape. Live separate lives and ghost him the moment you find a safe place that he can't find. Your life, your honor, your image, and most importantly to you your spirituality is in serious danger of falling into darkness with him as his corruption grows. So I would seek external advice from outside your church. Talk to a therapist. Talk through your situation, including both your husband and the church itself. As I said on another comment, it kinda sounds like a cult, which is not good. Your account is new. Could also post on our cults asking if anyone has heard of your church and see what people say. Usually there's someone in there who has heard of even the most obscure cult. You can divorce, it's just you choose not to because of religion. That is when you need to question whether religious dogma has your best interests in mind.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. TooAfraidToAsk is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.